Heartland Motorsport proudly presents
Tonight, the best in the business in the DNQ Karting Series will battle it out at the Iredell County Fairgrounds, and it is also throwback night. So we have some of the best throwback schemes that we have ever seen at the racetrack tonight. A lot of beautiful karts, a lot of competition, and it is also double points. So this very prestigious event becomes even more important that you run well tonight. Tonight, the Iredell County Fairgrounds race is brought to you by Brown's Karts and Parts, and we are live from Troutman, North Carolina. The 6th time the DNQ Karting Series will battle at this legendary short track double points night, and a throwback will also make this race become an instant classic. Live tonight from the Nashville Network, we are presenting this race. Well, let's go down and talk to Mike Contarino, who has a shot at winning the 5-Star Tire Specialties Goody Dash Series Championship. Well, here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds, throwbacks are what it's all about. And right here, Mike Contarino, he's got the Busch decal on this thing. It is looking really good. Mike, tonight, you're going for that Dash Series Championship. You have a pretty good lead over Ronnie Shurik and Adam Welsh and David Markham. Obviously, you just can't mess up tonight, but is there any added pressure on you to win this championship tonight?
Yeah, it's just, I'm going to go run the Busch Series too, so just hoping not to get tore up in that one. It usually has been a thing the past few races, getting tore up in that before the Dash race, but hopefully just have a smooth, clean race in the Dash Series and hopefully bring home championship.
Who is this card an actual throwback to?
It's Cale Yarborough.
Just making sure. They get a bunch of different stuff out there, you know what I mean? So, okay, you got the Cale Yarborough cart. You're going for a Dash Series Championship. Have you ever raced here before?
Friday was the first night.
So I've run here a bunch of times. It is a treacherous racetrack. Usually somebody gets in a fight or somebody goes to the hospital. Hopefully you're not part of that at all, but what did you learn here Friday night you can apply to this race?
Oh, a lot. There's a lot of handling different from Millbridge to here. A lot tighter corners. You gotta get your car to turn in the center. If you don't, you're gonna be junk. With the fighting, can't promise not, but Friday we had the old 71W throwing fist Friday night, so maybe that won't happen. We'll find out.
We're not surprised at all that happened with Adam Welsh, but Mike Contarino going for a championship here tonight. Well, good luck to Mike Contarino as he chases that championship. Jay-Z, we have had so many good races here at the fair, and this is one of our first. This is the first race we had. Dan Eisenhower was able to win it, but some things happen at the fair that don't happen at a lot of the racetracks, and that starts with driver anger. We tend to see a lot of that here.
It's one groove for sure, Bob. You can see everyone's just fighting for the bottom, and if you're not there, you're going to the back. So no one's afraid to turn the guy in front of them, put him in the fence, especially coming off of twos. You see someone back into the fence hard. This track makes you fight for every position you get.
This track is very treacherous, and like we said, the anger will flare up. As you see David Markham in the wall, Alex Cunningham. We have had some hellacious wrecks, though. This place is very, very treacherous.
Yeah, coming off of every turn, that groove narrows up, and those drivers see that paycheck on the line, and they'll put you and your mama in the fence if it means getting paid. And that leads to some fights that we're seeing here. Plenty of birds being thrown. We've seen a few haymakers tossed around as well over the years.
Yeah, the fair is nothing short of some of the best races we've ever had, but some of the best action we've ever had. As we look through the years, this place brings out the best in some guys. It's kind of like the Martinsville of the DNQ series.
Yeah, everyone has a chance to succeed. You don't get a chance to race here during the years. We see another brawl brewing here from, I believe, 2 years ago. You don't get a chance to test. No one has a notebook. Everyone has to guess. So most people are on a level playing field. So you might see some guys that run P6, P7, P8, running for 1, 2, or 3, and they get that mist. They see that red mist, and they want to finish up front, and they'll shit can you if that means they'll win.
Yeah, and these guys are 4 wide in the grass, and the one place we really want to watch tonight is off of turn 2. We have had a lot of problems in the past. You get up in that angel dust, it's a one-groove track. As you see Richie Stone pound the fence back in the day, It's a pass in the grass racetrack, and you got to watch. If you get too high, you get in that angel dust, and you have that happen.
Yeah,
right
and
there.
this is old school racing, Bob. There's no safer barrier here. So if you go in there and you want to be a hero on the high side and try to make it stick, you're going to be in a world of hurt, whether it be hitting the fence or getting knocked out after the fact by the guy that's pissed at.
Well, restarts are very treacherous here. We've sent a couple guys to the hospital over the years, as Tim Norman went to the hospital as well. But watch for people to get it all in the restarts, and watch that exit of turn 4 as well, as Ronnie Short got into it last year, and it causes a lot of calamity. Well, let's go down and talk to Ronnie. He's down with Eddie, and he's racing for that Dash Series championship. Well, we've got like the 2 nicest carts here right now, throwbacks. Ronnie Short, you definitely have one of them. It's a Swindell throwback. You've got the bead locker on the right rear tire. I mean, this thing looks so good. So tonight, it's double points night. You've got a chance at this Dash Series championship. We just talked to Mike Contarino. He said his biggest thing is staying out of trouble in the Busch race to make sure his cart's in one piece. Is there any added pressure here tonight to win this race in the Dash Series at this racetrack?
I don't know. I've been running like shit all year in the Dash Series. I don't know how I'm second, but I don't know, I think, 50 points out, double points. Anything can happen. I hope he has some bad luck. I don't give a shit.
So talk about this paint scheme. What made you choose Sammy Swindell's Channel Lock sprint car?
Well, everybody here has gone with like either the movie or a stock car from stock car scheme. I grew up watching the Outlaws, and Swindell was one of my favorite drivers when I was growing up as a kid, and I just wanted to switch it up, and that's what I got.
Ronnie Short wants to keep this thing in one piece and have a good finish here tonight. Possibly could win a championship as well. Well, a legendary paint scheme and a legendary driver here in the DNQ Karting Series. Tyson Freeze, you've won here before at the fair. You got the Tim Richmond kart here tonight. Double points for the Cup Series. You're really close to winning that championship. So can you do something that Tim Richmond never did and win a championship here coming up in the next 2 races?
I don't know, man. I kind of got up and had the sniffles this morning. I started to worry a little bit. But anyway, yeah, man, this whole deal is cool. It's a lot of fun. I get so excited about this. This is a great time. I hope we can win the championship. We pitted beside, I got his autograph. Reba McIntyre's right beside us, and so this is pretty cool. We've been listening to T.J. Shepard. Used to love them all, and you know, we got Reba, and we're in the fair. I mean, this is a perfect place for a country concert, and so this is a lot of fun. And there's a lot of cool karts here, man. Walking through the pits, you got Darrell Waltrip's old scheme up there, and Sammy Swindell. That was pretty cool. Nobody's really done a sprint car, but yeah, man, this is awesome. This is just a great time.
By Reba McIntyre, he means Caleb Clenard. He's got long red hair. So Tyson Freeze hoping to gain some more points here in the Cup Series before the night's over. Well, Jay-Z, what do you think the track conditions will do here tonight?
I think it's going to dry out continuously as they run. You can see to try to eliminate that pass in the grass, Jeremy's cut a nice berm down on the inside of the track to keep shit-canning one another about as good as you can here at the tight confines of the Iredell County Fair.
Well, this beautiful number 46 Superflow kart, you would think Cole Trickle's in it, but it is not Cole Trickle. It's Claude Ratliff. Claude, this is your rookie season. You're running a couple races with us here in the DNQ Series. Have not much kart experience. You're getting there, though, but I got to say, you guys put a full effort behind this thing here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We done all this right here within 3 days. As a matter of fact, before we even got here, we had to do a little bit of work to the fender and do some clearance. It's a new body. You know, I want to thank my sponsors, After Hours, Speed Shop, giving me the motor. I got a new motor tonight. Think we're going to do good. Got some setup advice and everything from Randy Armstrong. He's been helping me a lot. But the number one man over there, Harry Hall, he's the one that does all the work over here on this kart. All I do is drive it.
So you're new to the DNQ Series. You've run 2 races so far. What have you learned about this series that is definitely different than anything you've done before?
Well, I've drove dirt cars since 2006, and let me tell you, this is a hell of a lot more funner than driving dirt cars, and there's a lot more to it. You know, you go out there with no experience, the only way to do it is, you know, just seat time. Basically it, seat time, you know. I'm going to finish out this season, come back and try to run for Rookie of the Year next year, maybe even points title.
Claude Ratliff, a name that you may hear later in this series as it goes and continues on. But tonight, he has got the Cold Trickle colors, and he is rocking them very good. Well, the national anthem's going on right now, and coming up next, it is the ARCA. It's the Pink Magic ARCA Series feature race. I put this old commercial.
Now available on home video cassette. 30 great one-punch knockouts, volumes 1 and 2. These 2 videos are your ringside seat as great champions pound their opponents and send them crashing to the canvas. Over 60 minutes of action. Call now and you'll also receive Stock Car's greatest crashes. Over 100 metal-crunching, debris-flying smash-ups. Through this special TV offer, order now and you'll get a 4th video free. The Tropical Swimsuit Spectacular is a feast for the eyes. The hottest and sexiest models bare their tans and take you behind the scenes for an exotic photo shoot. All 4 exciting videos are yours through this special TV offer only.
To order, call now, 1-800-762-9200. A $50 retail value. All 4 videos are yours for only $29.95. Call now, 1-800-762-9200.
Yeah.
All right, Jay-Z, starting lineup for the ARCA Series feature. Ronnie Shirk and Justin Payne share the front row.
The second row here at the fair, we got Kyle Brown and I can't even see the guy's last name, Tate, Dirty Tate.
John Jarrell and Aaron Hodges making his DNQ debut in the next row.
Jeff Shrewsbury and Nigel Standish in the 9, a standout here in the series.
Taylor Asbury and Ronnie Carroll in your next row.
Justin Anderson and Michael Reimer in the 25.
And in our final row tonight, it'll be ZACK McDaniels and David Markham. Had a couple carts try to attempt to make this race. We're only starting 14, and Kyle Brown has an in-cart camera, and it's Brown Carts and Parts night tonight, Jay-Z, so he'll have that camera. And our other camera is Ronnie Shirk. The DNQ Pink Magic Tire Prep ARCA Series. Right here, 390 stock Predator. We have a gear rule, and this is amateur talent, like we've said in the past. Burris and Maxis are allowed as we go green. And Jay-Z, we had a lot of guys try to make this race. We had a couple guys miss it. But I got to say, this is a stout field, and with double points on the line, we got a lot of major chase implications here as these guys are out here running laps.
Yeah, I was going through the timing sheets. We've got one going around off of 4, but they get it straightened out. I was trying to see where Chase Elliott qualified because he's in a must-win situation now with where he is in the points. But a combination of Chase, combination of double points, and this being a crown jewel event of the DNQ series, we had to send a bunch of people home. Just goes to show how competitive this class is getting these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Bob.
This is big dicks only here. And Thomas Markham missed the race in the 15. Hunter Weaver, Jimmy Jennings, and Jonathan Mabe, another key name, must be having some issues as we watch these guys race off the corner. Ronnie Shirk was on the Tar Heel Racing Supplies pole, but he has pulled the parachute going back to 3rd right now, and he seems to be getting his way, getting into that gaggle of carts that he doesn't want to be in, and he is fighting for this championship, as well as Nigel Standish. It's pretty much come down to those two. Justin Anderson has a chance, but he's got to almost win this race tonight to have a real fighting chance to win that championship.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised Standish hasn't had more success. We've called his name a lot over the air here tonight on TNN, the Nashville Network. He's had lots of speed at times, but he just doesn't seem to be able to close when it counts. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his tire program. As he goes to the inside, he takes another spot. As I'm sitting here talking shit about him, he's putting words back in my mouth. You know, I'm hoping he does well tonight. He deserves it. He works very hard on his program.
He does, and you know, it's tough. I mean, ARCA is a tough series. I mean, you look at these guys, and you know that you think, you know, these guys are amateurs. It's no problem. As we're on board with Ronnie Shirk, it's no problem. These guys are easy. It's not easy. We're sending people to the house before we ever start these features. So when you're competitive like that, you have to step your game up. If you're off just half a tenth, I mean, you're not making this race.
And Bob, I think that's one of the reasons why everyone comes out tonight, partly because of the awesome throwback liveries here, as we see the old Swindell paint job get sent to the outside.
He had a problem right there. I think he had something just break out of nowhere off the corner as Payne leads this race with Kyle Brown running second and the rest of the field heading down the backstretch. But I saw Jeff Shrewsbury up towards the front. He is back in the series tonight. Got a lot of help from Hammer Carts, and a lot of guys started straying away from Hammer Carts, but he went to them, and maybe he can be their marquee driver next year, as Shirk is all over the place.
Yeah, Shirk's fighting the front end of that race car. He's getting up in that PCP, that Angel Dust, which we talked about at the opening. Just stay out of it. It's bad news all around. You're not going to be successful running up there.
Yeah, and there's Shrewsbury there in fourth, and you know, I love the ARCA series. This is great because you never know if these guys are going to hit their lines or not, as Justin Payne is starting to put some carts a lap down. Tyler Asbury and David Markham. Markham having a tough end of this season so far this year, and I think he's more looking forward to when we go to the treaded tires, as Tate Mundy and Shrewsbury are third and fourth.
It takes a lot of time. You have to invest a lot of your personal time in making sure your tire program runs right. You got to be out in that shop at least 2-3 nights a week, resurfacing, putting on a base coat 2 or 3 nights during the week, and then letting them air out and cure before race day. You can't just show up and run anymore. The series has gotten too competitive. You got to make sure you put the time in as people are up high. We're 2 by 2 coming off of 4 as we go on board the Ronnie Shirk and her 5-star Tire Specialties onboard
camera. Is he
camera.
falling out of the seat here? Is that why his head's so high? I haven't figured that out yet. I think that would be the case. Him and John Jarrell racing the shit out of each other. How about these throwback schemes here tonight? We got the Crisco machine, the Swindell machine. I mean, these guys do a lot of work in getting these karts to be throwback as the leader hits Michael Reimer. Payne hits him, and he is slowed on the backstretch.
Oh, yellow's out, Bob. Hopefully some of these throwback paint schemes make it through the features. They put a lot of time and money into these bodies, and they look good. And the fans and I love to see it, but you also hate to see them get bashed up.
Ronnie Shirk, like we said, in the middle of that points battle, yep, that's an issue. That's a big problem.
Yeah, it'll pin your right foot to the floor, which, I mean, it's going fast, but it's hard. There's so little grip here at the fair race. You don't want it laying on your legs.
No, absolutely not. As we go back green and this, double file restarts here in the DNQ series, it's tough here at the fair. There is no doubt, as Kyle Brown is close to the rear bumper of Justin Payne with Jeff Shrewsbury right there in the top 3. And Shrewsbury, he was maybe a top 12 guy at best. And obviously, Alex Cunningham has that thing running right for him to be up here in third, and that shows you how important it is to get tire help in the ARCA series.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. A guy that runs the local tracks, has been racing it, breathing it, living it, being able to go spend a couple dollars at his shop just to get the knowledge they can give you. It'll take you from 12th to P3 like we're seeing here this evening.
Absolutely. And ARCA and Busch Series next year, we're not changing the tire. These guys are going to stay how they are. Cup Series next year, we're going to that treaded Hoosier. Shrewsbury makes his way to second. That takes no prep, and there are heavy penalties if you prep a tire. It's $500 and a 5-race suspension. You don't race unless you pay that. So we're going to look forward to see how that works next season. And but for right now, I mean, this ARCA series is so competitive, and we're not going to mess with anything that's really good. And this series is amazing.
Yeah, the 2 series you mentioned, ARCA and Busch, they've got drivers and teams that have invested budgets. They've got a tire program going. The numbers are good. Let's not reinvent the proverbial wheel. But I like the fact that the DNQ members and the administration and the board are willing to change things up and look at bringing new faces into the series. And, those higher horsepower clone engines, bolting on those treaded tires, I think it'll put on a hell of a show for the fans, and it'll put the race back in the driver's
Here we go.
hands.
We're under our 5 to go caution. Kyle Brown took the lead there and kind of checked out. We'll see if he can get it done. And Shirk still fighting his issues as they're trying to fix it, but I don't think they're going to. As we're getting ready to go.
It looked like a steering shaft flat broke there, Bob. I don't know what happened. We were just holding the wheel.
I don't know
in
what
his
happened
hands.
there, Bob. As we go back green, it's Kyle Brown leading this field, and now Payne makes the pass on the outside, and he will take the lead. Only a few laps left here in this feature race.
There's Standish on the inside. He's been fighting for that 3rd spot all night long, but just can't get the drive off of 2 when he completes the pass. He's still side by side. He has to settle for 4th place as their leaders start to check out by 2 or 3 cars.
Yeah, and Kyle Brown and Justin Payne have been the leaders of this race all night tonight. They have their game right. Shrewsbury just lurking there in 3rd, but 4th, 5th, 6th, I mean, it's up to anybody right now. And if I'm Standish, I want to get by Ronnie Shirk and take this lead and get as many points as I can to take home a sizable lead before we get into this final race. And double points, the fair, I mean, this is a very important race, and how you finish will control who wins this championship.
Yeah, we've got a great battle for first, second, and third. Brown's getting lucky as Payne and Shrewsbury are side by side. And if I'm looking in the back of that view, Bob, I think Nigel Standish has lost a whole mess of spots. His championship could be in danger
This
tonight.
is great watching Jeff Shrewsbury come out here. If you ever get to know Shrewsbury, he's a very timid guy, not very outgoing, kind of an introvert. And to see him get behind the wheel and start knocking some fenders around is definitely cool to see.
You know, I think it's racing that brings the best out of everyone. You could be, you know, that pleasant business guy Monday through Friday and keep your nose down, but strap in that go-kart on Saturday night, and you could be a badass motherfucker if you want to. I'm glad to see him out here flexing his muscles.
That is our 5 to go caution. We have 5 laps left. Kyle Brown leading this thing, and it's the Brown Karts and Parts Iredell County Fair. We want to thank Brown's Karts and Parts for being a part of tonight's action, and great sponsor, and hopefully they'll do more next season. We got 5 laps to go. Shrewsbury took the outside. We go green as it is 5 laps to go. Can anybody pass Kyle Brown?
I don't think so, Bob. He's got that set up right from the end of the race here as this track's continually progressing. As we see Standish on the inside, he's trying to get past Shrewsbury as Payne retook the second spot. Nigel Standish to P3. Let's see if he can hang on and pad those points.
And he needs to. As Shirk gets into Justin Anderson, who's having a decent run here tonight. We said Justin Anderson needs to have a good run to get closer into point standings, but it seems like Standish right now is going to take the biggest bite out of the points lead.
Yeah, Standish is on that Hemrick plan right now. Drive as fast as you can for a couple laps, and hopefully no one passes you. We'll see what happens. We're coming around to get 2 to go.
Kyle Brown leads this field, but the battle is for second, third, and fourth, and there's a little hump coming off of turn 4. Let's see if that affects anybody going around the final corner. But Kyle Brown's leading this field and coming off of turn 4. Brown's Karts and Parts owner himself, Kyle Brown, will take home the win in the Arcus Series feature. Good finish for Standish as well, and the rest of the field finishing. But let's go down and talk to Kyle. Kyle Brown down here in victory lane. Kyle, you take home the Arcus Series victory. You had a heck of a kart there tonight, and seems like you just plain old got it done.
Oh, she was bad tonight. The track got faster as we went. She was digging. That was awesome. That was fun, man.
For never being here, how was it racing this racetrack?
That was awesome. That was much fun.
Anybody you got to thank here tonight?
Brown's Karts and Parts, Derek Keeter, Ty Balder, Pink Magic, Jamie Canal, Jerry Morris. There's a lot of guys, man, but DNQ, thank you.
Kyle Brown, your winner tonight in the DNQ ARCA feature. All right, hey, guys. Justin Payne comes on second here tonight. Justin, you led a lot of those laps in this race here tonight. Where did you lose the handle, or did Kyle's stuff just get better?
I think we had a pretty good lead before that caution came out, and it just didn't fire off like we wanted it to. But hats off to Kyle right there, running me clean. Always a good race for him. We race on a pretty weekly basis, you know. Hats off to him.
Second place finish here tonight. Jeff Shrewsbury comes home third, a career best finish here, Jeff. And you got out of the seat for a little while. You're back in the DNQ series. How was it out there running this fair?
Man, it was fun. That was my first time ever at this track, so a lot of beating and banging, but my hammer kart was dialed in pretty good. I think I was a lot faster, but I think that was just me learning the track, honestly.
So you get the hammer kart situation, Alex Cunningham, and a lot of these guys are helping you out in this program. Is that where the difference is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, figuring it out on your own is hard. You have to pay someone to do it for you. Someone that knows what they're doing.
Jeff Shrewsbury pays the right people. Finishes third here tonight in the ARCA Series feature. Well, as we got Kyle Brown's onboard camera, they're going to finish up some interviews, but we will be right back after this message.
Okay, class, if a pizza with 3 toppings costs $10.99, what would I pay for 6 toppings? $12.99, $15.99, $18.99. Well, anyone? $10.99. Huh? The reason is...
It's Bigfoot! It's the Bigfoot Big Six Pizza. Get our special 6 toppings for the 3-topping price of $10.99.
Are you sure you're the Pizza Hut guy?
Bigfoot from Pizza Hut, a legendary value.
Ready.
Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series. Caleb Clenard on the pole with David May on the outside pole.
Second row, Curtis Markham in the 20 and DJ McQueen.
Ryan Richmond, another favorite in the series, and Nick Beatty on the outside.
Brandon Smith and CJ Winslow coming back for the fair race.
Claude Ratliff will round out the field in that Superflow Chevrolet for tonight's Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series on the Nashville Network. Let's take a look at the rules for this series. 425, AKR NK engine rules, Burris, Max is pink and blue. You know, I love these guys in the series. We're messing around next year with some of these series, but we got a Derek Cope throwback, a Darrell Waltrip throwback, a Cole Trickle throwback tonight, and a AJ Foyt throwback on the pole. That Copenhagen machine of Caleb Clenard looks really nice.
These dudes have put some time and effort into making this a great race for us to call and the fans to attend and watch. You know, I'm glad guys are putting the time and effort into this. It makes it awesome for us to call the race.
That Oldsmobile on the pole looks good too. As they come off of turn 4, the field roars up and green flag, we're underway. Man, you know what? So this series next year is going to merge with Cup, and they're going to go to treaded tires. So Cup is merging, and we didn't have a very big clone field, but tonight we do. We're very happy for those guys as well. As a caution is out already, and Nick Beatty's having an issue, but you know, we had a small clone field, and we decided to make it treaded tires. So hopefully we still get these guys back and supporting the series, but we're going to save them a lot of money by not having to prep tires as the green flag's out.
Yeah, and those tires are going to last a while too. Even though they're treaded, those edges should last a little while, and they should be able to get a few runs out of them. I know traditionally the Maxxis or the Maxxis tires, you get 1 weekend out of them, you flip them on the rim to get a fresh edge, you run them another time, and then you pretty much throw them out, Bob. You know, some people will, you know, put a few laps on them, put them up on a shelf to cure for a few weeks, and then bring them back out again. But you're not, you know, if you're a front runner, you're trying to win, you're not running more than, you know, 2-3 weekends in a set of Maxxis before you get rid of them. So I think the treaded tire is a good thing to do. Hopefully it'll get some more people into the sport as well.
We'll see how it goes, but tonight it's all about throwbacks, and Caleb Clenard is throwing it back to AJ Foyt. He's leading in that Oldsmobile right now, and he has got a healthy lead. But Brandon Crack Smith is starting to come through, and his the back of his leather jacket says Crack. So I don't know what that's a reference to, but he is fast.
Drugs are bad, okay? You know, so I'm just happy that we're getting some fresh faces here in the series. These guys are ripping pretty good, I gotta say, for having that bump off of 4 and these guys fighting it and having a track that just gets groomed once a year. You know, this Ghostface Brewing Heavy class is moving pretty good, Bob.
Got to thank Jeremy and Ashley Burnett. They do a lot of work for this fair as Brandon Crack Smith brushes the wall off of 4, gives Mayo a shot to get the pass by him. But, you know, Jeremy and Ashley put in so much work on the side to get this place even raceable. And it's just, they do such a great job no matter where they're at. As we're on board Ryan Richmond in the 5-star Tire Specialties in-car camera on that Pure Later 10 Lumina. And that thing won the Daytona 500, but I don't know if it's going to win tonight at the fair.
Yeah, he'll just like back in 1990, he'll need a few people to run out of gas in front of him in order to get that W. But
yeah,
you kind of see what we were talking about before, Bob. That bump coming off of 4, it just, you know, it unloads that right front tire, messes up your weight distribution. All of a sudden, your front end goes sailing towards the wall. So we'll see how the track develops as the night goes on here. As that Superflow machine gets high, wide, and ugly. As Crack goes for the lead, gets by Clenard going into 1.
Clenard set a rooster tail up there. He got a little loose off the corner, lost all his momentum, and that allowed Crack to take the lead. Clenard in that throwback Winston fire suit. It's pretty salmon-y right now. I would say that's salmon. Would you say that? That's what color it is?
I would concur, Bob. It's definitely a salmon.
He's got the old throwback Winston Cup driver suit. I love when he busts that thing out. It was his dad's old suit. But watch these carts come off of the corner here. They hit the bump, they get a little sideways, and that's what hurt Clenard. And now Crack is driving away, and I don't know if he has lost drive off on that thing or what, but he is struggling right now. As Mayo in 3rd just watching. These are easily our top 3 guys.
Yeah, you can see the attitude of Clenard's cart. When he hits that bump off of 4, and you can still see it in 2, yeah. Crack's cart keeps rotating. You can get a good run off where Clenard, he's pushing wide, he's fighting it, he's losing speed. He just, like you said, Bob, he just doesn't have that drive off. Is that tide machine's in the back end of the 5, and he's looking good running there P5.
You know, I got to say, you know, no matter what, in any go-kart race it is, as long as you exit lower than the guy in front of you, you pretty much got a shot at it.
Yeah. Unlike C.J. Winslow there, his cart looked pretty, but that exit was ugly, and he lost that position he was able to take coming off of 2, gave it right back up a 4 as Clenard and Crack working their way through some lap traffic there.
They definitely are. And you know what? The fair, I love coming here. You know, you got the carnival rides, and some people who have never seen DNQ racing before, They hear the engines in the background. They walk down and they go, "What's going on down here?" And they see this full-blown shit show, and they absolutely love it. So it's always good.
What people don't realize is someone's in the wall. CJ Winslow knocks the right side off of that Tide machine as Crack and Clenard go running by, and Clenard's getting closer and closer to that wall and exit, Bob. I hope he makes it through the rest of the race clean. But going back to the fans putting new eyeballs on this race tonight, people don't realize that for a legit $500, maybe $600, you could show up and run the Busch Series if you'd like. You can get a used chassis. You get a $99 engine from Harbor Freight as we're on board with Ryan Richmond on his 5-star Tire Specialties onboard camera. You get the Harbor Freight engine for $100. You get a set of used tires for $100 and a go-kart for $400 or $500. You get some safety equipment. You come racing, and you know what? You have the ability to be midfield with the talent. We organize the structure to get people in. So if you're watching this at home on YouTube, if you're actually at the track listening to us tonight, look at the classifieds, talk to people in the pits. They've always got shit for sale. Find out what it's about and get involved. You'll have a great time.
Exactly. And next year we'll have a Predator treaded Hoosier Tire Series as well. So you don't have to buy any prep for that series either. That'll be I think it's going to be Hooters Pro Cup. So I mean there's all the avenues you can run any series you want as the 5 to go caution is out. I hope Clenard cools his stuff down enough to get a run here at Crack, but I don't know. Crack was pretty strong there at the end.
He looked good. We were talking about how his cart just seems to rotate. And CJ Winslow taking the outside and taking that, that wasn't Winslow. Who's that on the outside?
Richmond.
To the outside
Richmond.
Richmond. And the Pure Later machine, he goes back to 4th. Let's see here if Mayo can do anything with him, but I think Crack's going to walk away. His car's working tonight, Bob.
Yeah, once you get a heat cycle on it, it's not, I don't think it really changes it that much, but I got to say Clenard just, I don't know, he's lost forward drive and forward bite, and he just can't turn off the corner like Crack is right now.
I'm wondering if he's got a little too much cross, maybe a little bit too much left side in that thing, and the right front's not able to bite the way it should to get the drive off. So, we'll see what it is. Again, he's running him down, though. He's right there on Craig's back bumper. Craig touches that Angel Dust one time, and he's going to lose a spot.
Yeah, he's got a rabbit to chase now as he's going to come around the corner, and they're going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go here for Craig. Can he hold off Clenard?
Yeah, I think so, Bob. Coming off a 2, Crack rotates nicely. He moves to the inside. He's through 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Crack's your winner here tonight in Ghostface Brewing Heavy.
Let's go down to Victory Lane and talk to him. All right, Brandon Smith gets out of the cart down here in Victory Lane at the Iredell County Fair. Brandon, I don't think you've ever run DNQ with us, but that was probably one of the best races we've seen in this Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series. How were you able to get past Clenard and keep that lead at the end?
I really got lucky there. He got in there with a lap cart, and I had a little opening, so I said, well, hell, here's my chance, so let's throw it in there, and it did, and I was just fast enough to keep it up front. Got to thank James Stanley, Jim, everybody for helping me. This is kind of a last minute. We're drinking beer on Sunday and said, hey, let's run that Bud Heavy class tomorrow. And I said, hell, I'll do it. So it was a good time. That was fun.
It's Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series.
Sorry.
Ghostface Brewing. Ghostface Brewing. Anyway, what's so special about winning this race?
Man, I've been coming to the DNQ stuff for a long time, helping Tyson, helping James, and I've always been like, man, that'd be fun to go out there and win one. So this was a blast, man. The fanfare, the cameras, the lights, it's all pretty damn cool.
Brandon Smith takes home his first DNQ Series win here tonight in the Ghostface Heavy Cup Series. Well, second sucks for A.J. Foyt down here in the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series, and let me tell you what, Caleb, you were so good, and it seems like everybody started getting higher and higher and higher and in the dust, and everybody hit that wall at some point off of 4.
Yeah, the higher I got, actually, it got better, but I feel like we just got robbed right there. But, Michigan Motorsports, fast forward clutches, 5-star Tire Specialties, nitro gears, they all help all they do, and we'll try to go get one in the Cup Series.
Caleb Clenard takes this Copenhagen Oldsmobile machine to a second-place finish here tonight. Well, the house driver for the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series, Heavy Cup Series, finishes 3rd here tonight. David, you guys had a really good battle there, top 3 for the race. It seems like everybody at some point hit the wall off of 4 down here, and how was it from the driver's seat?
It was a little hectic through 3 and 4. The bump right there in the center kind of hurts a little bit. After you kind of figure it out, the longer you run, the better you get at it, and I think that's why you see us get close to the wall, and then we're like, kind of change up the line a little bit. hit your mark a little bit better because that wall's scary.
David Mayo didn't total it, got it a little bit, gave it a kiss, finished third here tonight.
Thank you, Eddie.
Curtis Markham finishes fifth here tonight. Curtis, you've run so well here in the past. What is it about this place that you love so much?
Well, you have to let off the gas, and actually I tap the brake to get it sideways, and that's just so much more fun than holding it wide open all the way around. I really enjoy racing here.
It's a shame we can't run here more often, but what is going on in this area right here that everybody's getting up here and making some rooster tails?
Well, there's a bump over there in between, coming off of 4, there's a bump. If you hit it right, you just bounce right up here. You just stay in the gas, hope you don't hit it.
Curtis Markham, 5th place finish here tonight. A great run for him. Well, the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series race is over. Coming up next, it's our race of the week, the DNQ Busch Series feature.
Robert, we're ready. Okay. Got it warmed up? Yeah.
Before a Robert Yates engine makes it to the track, it's torture tested right here.
Well, let's do it.
And there's only one motor oil Yates relies on for complete protection, Haviland Formula 3. The same Haviland Formula 3 you can buy right off the shelf.
215 degrees, 8,700. That's race ready.
Haviland Formula 3 motor oil from Texaco.
Running like a winner.
That'll get the job done.
Take a look at the Busch feature on the Tar Heel Race Supplies pole is Jamie Knopf with Daniel Armstrong on the outside row.
Second row, Rod Bates from 26, and Kyle Brown coming back in the 59.
Robert Showalter and Mike Melton in our next row.
Trent Newman and Tate Mundy in the 3 making up the next row.
Austin Jones and Mike Contarino will be in the next row.
And Nigel Standish in the 9's got some work to do, and Chris Jones in the 10.
Zach McDaniels and Adam Welsh, the Mr. Entertainment himself, will be in the final row for tonight's race. Let's check out the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Busch Series 390. The gear rule's a little different here at the fair. It's the graphic I made, tough shit. Max is pink and blue, and you can run verse as well. Drivers that failed to make this race tonight: Josh Long, David Markham, Tim Contarino, and Justin Payne, who pretty much won the ARCA race, had an issue in the B main, did not make the race. Adam Welsh has an in-car camera, and our other in-car camera is Kyle Brown as well, and he won the ARCA Series feature race here tonight. And he has another in-car camera. You can't thank Brown's Carts and Parts enough for their sponsorship of tonight's event. If you need to buy some parts, go check them out. They do a great job online. And not only that, they have some really good, nice stuff for raffle that they do a lot. And, you know, Jay-Z, we talked about throwback schemes at the start of this race as we go green. Jamie Knopf won the $100 best throwback in that Davey Allison thing, and that was mint.
Yeah, I mean, he even got down to the flipping contingency stickers on the front wheel wells. I mean, the dude's top notch all the way. He lives and breathes this shit. You know, thanks to him for letting me look at the go-kart #1. And finally, we got our first wreck of the night, Bob.
Yeah, off of turn 2 is Contarino.
I really thought Brown's Carts and Parts would be selling some more Nerf bars and some axles and some spindles, but you know, surprisingly, people have been racing pretty clean as Jamie Knopf is starting to check out on Kyle Brown there.
It has been every year we've had a fight or somebody almost go to the hospital or something happen, and so far it has not. And you know what? That's a testament to all these guys out here racing as we're on board with Adam Welsh. That might be one guy that sends somebody to the hospital, though. I got to say that.
Yeah, you know, Welch usually doesn't start in the back. He's been pretty sporty all season, so, you know, maybe he's going to motherfuck a few people and put them in the fence and put on a show for the fans. Who knows?
There is no doubt about that. It's Adam Welsh. I mean, what do you expect? He's like Kyle Busch for, like, as far as talent, he's like Kyle Busch for the first 10 laps, and then he's like Kyle Busch when he gets mad for the rest of them.
He's Rick Hendrick racing days, Kyle Busch.
Yes, absolutely. 100% Rick Hendrick, Kyle Busch. Well, Knopf, Contarino's parked his shit. Knopf running the house engine again tonight. He got Mike Robinson's tech engine. So watching Daniel Armstrong is another one of those guys that races all the time. Very good go-kart racer. Like, really good. Probably one of the top in the Southeast. Him and Jamie come down here, and these guys have been racing the shit out of each other lately. And I love watching them come down and run this series.
Yeah, Armstrong's won a bunch of money racing all over the Southeast, and you know, Jamie's won gotta be hundreds of thousands of dollars by now. But as one person's got their hand in the air as they pull off to
Adam
the right
Welsh
there.
has parked his shit for tonight. He's being a little bitch.
Little baby back bitch with his 5-star tire specialties camera.
Wasted my cameras tonight.
Jamie Knopf working his way through some lap traffic here. Again, that car just looks great, man. That's like Winston, 1988 Winston type of throwback, paint job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
and funny thing
looks
about it
freaking
is his dad worked on that car, so that's even better when you have a backstory about it as well. So his dad worked on that 28 car back in the day, and it's really good to see it up front. And like we said, he nailed it down from the nose decal to the contingencies. I mean, you can't not give him the money.
No, yeah, that backstory is nice. Would you say it's a Knopf connection to Davey Allison? Should I leave? Should I show myself out?
It's a throwback Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's a throwback Tuesday race. Here on the Nashville Network, another throwback to the Nashville Network. I used to love watching racing on the Nashville Network, but tonight we're live from the Nashville Network, and we're watching Davey Allison lead this field right now. And you know what? Just like we said, no matter what, if you're going to come here and race in the DNQ Post Series, you got to beat Knopf, and you got to bring your A game. He is the best in the country, probably the best of all time in a go-kart, and coming out here and watching him race is quite an honor for DNQ.
Yeah, and he's a very approachable guy, too, for all the trophies he's had, for all the checks he's cashed. You can go up and talk to him, and he'll tell you exactly what he's running and help you get pointed in the right direction. He's definitely a guy that one of the people here with his Pink Magic tire prep that would be willing to help you out. Definitely go talk to him if you see him walking around.
There were definitely a lot of people asking him questions all day today. When they looked at the track, they go and talk to him. He will legit tell you what he's got, and he does not care because he's going to still kick your ass no matter what. And that's the best part of coming to run DNQ. You can definitely learn something. You've got some of the best guys in the Southeast racing. So watching Armstrong and Showalter battle it out, and Kyle Brown had a moment there, and he has opened the door for Armstrong and Showalter. Showalter having a very strong season in the Busch Series. If he has a good finish here tonight, he can come very close to clinching that championship.
Yeah, he's got that Budweiser paint scheme going on, and you called it out already, Bob. We've been saying his name a lot the last few weeks. He's got his shit together. We've talked about it before. He learned the hard way. It's his own notebook. He's out in that garage every night tweaking shit, scaling, making sure it runs right. He's earning that speed and earning those finishing positions that he's been getting lately.
Absolutely, and he is dogging the shit out of Daniel Armstrong right now. And you got to respect when somebody who doesn't run the big shows gets out here and runs with guys that run every weekend. And Showalter, more of a local guy, runs the Millbridge Flat Cart Friday nights and then runs DNQ. So it's really good to see a regular out here pacing these guys as Brown gives up the bottom a little bit for Armstrong. Showalter's going to follow him through.
Yeah, the track's so tight and the groove's so narrow. If you show someone a lane to get a nose in there, they've got to take it, and they're stupid if they don't. Even if they're moving you out of the way a little bit, it's just what's expected on a night like tonight, and that's what the fans paid to see. Absolutely,
and that's what we're looking at right now is the caution is out. And Mike Contarino is going to roll his shit off the racetrack. That is our 5 to go caution brought to you by Brown's Carts and Parts. Let's see what happens here as Kyle Brown went to the outside. Knopf leads. We only have a few laps left. Let's see what happens.
Well, Knopf out to a quick start. Armstrong in second. And it looks like Brown's getting shuffled back to 4th, maybe 5th spot at this point. Bad restart being hung on the outside by Brown as Knopf starts to check out. Someone in the Angel Dust tags the right rear off of 4. Everyone continues.
Absolutely. Here we go. We got Knopf, Armstrong, Brown. I don't know who's in 4th right now. They turn Rob Bates. Dude, we always talk about it. Rob Bates finds a way to get to the front of this field at the end of these races.
Yeah, he's got his program together. Who is that in 4th spot, Bob? I don't recognize that go-kart. That's a name we don't call too often.
I thought it was Rob Bates. I could be wrong.
Was it Rob Bates?
I think it was Rob Bates. That's what I was just saying. He'll sneak up there on you. You got to watch him in that 26 machine. He's definitely sneaky.
The beer tent just closed, so I'm seeing double
Austin
tonight.
Jones. That is Austin Jones. I am all jacked up on Baca over here. That is Austin Jones in the. He is in Michael Reiner's cart tonight.
Okay. That was a checker flag. That's Jamie Knopf taking the W,
Bob. Looking at that shit. Knopf won the race. Let's go down and talk to him. He's a badass.
Jimmy Knopf down here in Victory Lane for the DNQ Carroll Tractor Repair Busch Series race here tonight. And Jamie, that was pretty much another one where you just bolted on our stock engine that we supply as a series, and you let everybody have it tonight in this Haviland piece.
Yeah, the Texaco Haviland motor oil forward was running good. the throwback, I didn't get to do it 2 years ago, and I said, man, I need to do something throwback. My dad worked on this very same paint scheme for the 2018 in 1987, and I got a picture of me, 10 years old, right beside the car, and I was like, man, that'd be so awesome. So we was able to get it done, and I'm just glad we were hooked up good enough to win tonight, because it would have been, you know, let down if we wouldn't have been able to get the win. But the track dried out right there during the mains, and that helped me a lot, because it was real slick earlier, and I was having trouble getting off of 4. But it ran great.
Yeah, this thing is so clean. I mean, we posted a picture on it. We got like 19 shares. People were all over it, and they, you know, it is the most beautiful scheme we've ever seen. Won $100 for the best throwback here tonight, so you're sitting pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, I got to thank Scott Lynn for all the work on the decal work. I showed him a picture of what I wanted, and this is what he sent me. I said, man, that looks awesome. And so I got to thank him and Jeremy for all the help. He was up there prepping the tires where I was down here watching the track. And congratulate Kyle Brown. He run good. I brought him a set of tires too tonight, and he got it first, and I'm not sure where he was right there, but he was pretty good too.
A great night for Jamie Knopf. Another Busch Series win, all-time wins leader in the Busch Series. Good job. Daniel Armstrong down here finishes second tonight in the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Busch Series feature here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds. This has been a trend here. Jamie wins, you finished second. What do you got to do to get him here towards the next race, last race of the season?
I don't know. We might swap motors just to see. Nah, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Got to work a little harder. I mean, you know, he beat me Saturday. He beat us here, so we got to do a little work. The first time here, it's a lot of fun. You know, we'll be back next year for sure.
Daniel Armstrong, second place here tonight in the Carroll Tractor Repair Cart in the Carroll Tractor Repair Busch Series feature. Kyle Brown finishes third here tonight in the Browns Carts and Parts Iredell County Fairgrounds Carroll Tractor Repair Busch Series race. Kyle, you won the ARCA race here in the Busch Series. Got a little bit more competition. It's a little bit more stout. How was it from the driver's seat here with the third place finish?
I mean, it was fun. The track was great. Just too many laps on tires from the ARCA race, Busch race. They started giving up at the end. I had nothing for Jamie, though. He was gone.
Kyle Brown, third place here tonight. Well, a little bit of a shit show, and, you know, these drivers are athletes, but after a while they got to have a beer. How was it there, fourth place tonight?
Not too bad. It fired off really good, and, you know, you don't really have nothing for Jamie, but we ran 59 down, and me and Armstrong were coming, and then the caution came out, so I was a little tight in the center. I think if I could have fixed that, it would have been better. But, hey, I'll take a fourth at this little place, and we'll go to the next track.
Double points now. We got to look how that shakes out after this is all over. You may have clinched a championship already, but it's been a heck of a season in this series, hasn't it?
Yeah. First time running the series this year, and I've had a blast. And definitely looking forward to doing it next year. There can be some rule changes, which we'll have to adapt to, but I think we'll overcome them.
Robert Showalter takes Jamie's Busch Light at least, and takes home a fifth place finish. Austin Jones finishes fifth. Did the chain fly off of that thing on the last lap?
Yeah, I don't think I had anything for Jamie or Daniel or those guys, but I just started too far back, and once we got that restart, I knew I would be okay, but when going down in 3 down there, he got into it and knocked the chain off, and I stayed in it. I mean, it wasn't going anywhere, but that's all I could do, finish fifth.
Got anybody to thank here tonight?
Not really. Michael Reimer for lending me the go-kart, and he ran the ARCA race, so got to thank him for helping me do this. I really appreciate it.
Fifth place finish here tonight in his debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain. Please fasten your seatbelts for takeoff, and remember, this is a smoking flight. On behalf of the entire crew, thank you for flying TNN Motorsports.
Hart Chase VAC Cup Series starting lineup: Tyson, Tim, Richmond, Freeze on the pole, and Caleb Kennard on the outside.
James Stanley, the Phantom guy, and LJ McCleary back in the 71.
Glad to see McCleary back. Brad Poteet and Tyler Sheets. Tyler Sheets making his debut tonight.
Curtis Markham in the 20 and David Crops in the 21 round at the field as Hart's HVAC and Cooling as the Cup Series, AKRA and NKA engines, either one are legal, 390, and your typical Southeast Maxxis pinks and blues.
Yeah, I want to thank Hart's HVAC for their sponsorship of the Cup Series. Let's check a look at the in-car camera tonight. We have got LJ McCleary, the DNQ legend, As an in-car camera tonight, the 5-Star Tire Specialties in-car camera green flag is out. We are underway, and we have got a ton of throwbacks in this race as well. The Tim Richmond machine to the lead with Tyson Freeze at the helm as Clenard goes around.
And I can't tell. I think he got tagged from behind, and he got stuck up there in the angel dust, but they'll go yellow, and he'll get a chance to restart. He'll be okay, Bob.
Oldsmobile get fired back up as the field gets bunched back up. Going green with Stanley and Freeze. These two are buddies, and they talk a massive amount of shit to each other before every race. So it's fun to see them two up there racing each other and having fun here in DNQ, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, and throwback night, that Folgers number 25 is looking good tonight. Under these lights, it looks fast. It is fast. Let's see if Stanley and LG McCleary there running third. Let's see if he's got anything for him. Clenard's already back up to 4th spot. He's a man on a mission.
I'll tell you what, LJ McCleary has got to have like 300 DNQ starts. We say that, but he's more like our Matt Kenseth of the series. But it's great to have him back. He's been gone for the last couple races, but I love having him come back and run DNQ. He is definitely, the 2017 Winston Cup Series champions back out here in 2019 making stuff happen.
McCleary, as he gets stuck on the high side, Clenard gets underneath him as we're on board. The 5-Star Tire Specialties on board. McCleary's like when you're looking at all the pictures of the old presidents and you see old George W.'s face up there. It kind of just brings back some feelings, makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. That's LJ McCleary in the DNQ series.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw some footage from back in the day where he plowed the wall down here at the fair. I mean, he's had some tough wrecks here, but he comes back, he still hauls ass, and he's so smooth that I feel like this racetrack is a good racetrack for him.
Yeah, and let's call it out. Look how good of a driver he is as we've got one around backed into the fence.
Brad Poteet goes for a flip around, another DNQ guy that's been running part-time for the years. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. Oh, yeah. A little left rear jump on Tyler Sheets.
Yeah, that'll happen to the best of them when you're down there clipping that berm and it sends you wide. But just a little props there to LJ McCleary and Caleb Clenard. They're running side by side for 2-3 laps in a row. No one took each other out. That just goes to show how much of a step up in talent we have here in the Ghostface Brewing Heavy Series compared to ARCA or maybe the Busch Series where people are just still getting their feet wet.
Yeah, here in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series, these guys do not mess around. You get the best of the best, as the caution is out again as we say that, but the best of the best come here and run in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series here in DNQ. As we go back green, I'll tell you what, Tyson Freeze looks pretty good here tonight as we go on board with LJ McCleary, who's right in the thick of it. Let's see how he's turning the wheel tonight, and tell me what you think about that. It doesn't look like it's very much. His stuff is handling fairly well, and he's running 4th.
Yeah, he's just giving it a little bit of a tip in on entry, and he's chasing it a little bit on exit where Clenard and some of the guys in front of him seem to have a little bit better drive off. We'll see. Maybe the track will come to him as it dries out, as a little bit more prep gets put down. Maybe his right front or his right rear will last a little bit longer than everyone in front of him that are really leaning on it right now.
Do you think that's more of an air pressure thing? Do you think he's too low on air right now?
It could be, just the way the weight's moving to one corner of the go-kart more than others. It could be a cross thing. It could be a left side weight thing. It all depends. It could even just be the type of prep he's running. Something might not have enough much bite, or his tires might not be punching as soft as the guys in front of him who fire off real well. But as the race goes on and the heat continues to build, as his tires are sliding across the racetrack, his tires to punch harder, the track might come to him.
Tyson Freeze out here leading this race, and in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series, he is the man to beat right now. He is leading the points with Caleb Clenard in second. Clenard is doing well, though, and if he has a good run here tonight, he is going to be set for the Points Series finale here at the Pink Magic Tire Prep Fall Final as we go on board with LJ McCleary and the 5-Star Tire Specialties in-car camera. I got to say, if Clenard has a good run here tonight, we're going to have a lot of fun in October watching these two battle it out for this Hearts HVAC Cup Series championship.
Yeah, Freeze has a lot of pure talent as a driver, but Clenard focuses solely on this form of dirt kart racing. He lives it. If he's not running DNQ, he's running one of the other touring series in the Southeast, or even running a local show. So experience and seat time this year definitely tips in the favor of Clenard, but Freeze, man, he's no slouch. He's running away with it right now over one of the best in the Southeast, James Stanley, here in our Hearts HVAC Series race. Oh, Clenard on the outside. He's got a problem, Bob.
Caution is out for Caleb Clenard. Not what he wanted to see happen. stripped of gear on that thing. We talked to him right after that as the green flag is back out. That is a tough break for Clenard, and that happens here at the fair.
Commentator's curse, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Sheets doing a very good job here in third tonight, making his debut in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. And you know what? I got to say that kid's done a very good job. He's on board LJ McCleary again. He's done a great job here tonight. He's running third, and his help is very good, and looks like his program's doing very well.
Yeah, you can kind of see the difference here. McCleary's fighting the nose coming off, where Sheets can kind of get a bit of a late apex and get a little bit better drive off than McCleary at the moment. We'll see what LJ can do here towards the end of the race.
Yeah, and it seems like that third spot's very contested because you got Brad Petit, who spun out before, is starting to make his way towards those guys. And you see that little bump off of 4. That's what's shipping these guys towards the wall, and it seems like they've kind of accounted for it now, and it's getting a little bit better as McCleary gets to the back bumper of Sheets.
Yeah, I think these guys know to run a little bit wider and try to miss the core of that bump so the weight stays where it should and they don't get shit-canned and shipped off to the outside of the walls. McCleary's on the inside. McCleary back to P3.
Sheets got a little loose off the corner there, but he's going to battle back to get to the inside of McCleary. McCleary sends him the bumper. Sheets gets a little loose, and he is in that turn 2 wall that we talked about before the race started here tonight, and that is going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Sheets. That's just good, hard racing, though, Bob, as we see McCleary turn underneath, get in the back of him, and Sheets is no pussy, so he's not going to lift, and he ends up in the fence. A tough break, good, hard racing by both drivers.
That's just a racing deal. He tried to turn underneath him, and he got into the bumper. He didn't ship him, like on purpose or anything, but Sheets goes to the outside, so he gets right up to the front for this restart.
Yeah, let's see if once he gets through Kyle's box here, if he can turn down and get to the inside, or if he gets shipped all the way to the back. We'll see.
Green flag is back out. Sheets cuts his way down in front of McCleary, and he's going to get up to third place.
Man, he played his cards right, but he gets a little bit high coming off of 4. McCleary's back underneath him as we're coming back around.
You know, I got to say, DNQ Series, it's the only place you can do that. You get wrecked and you go, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go to the friggin' top one. I'm going to try to restart. You got to love that part of this series. That's one of the best things. I think it actually calms people down because they're not trying to get to the front, as we only have a few laps left.
Yeah, there's no stupid stage points or doing this or that. This is pure racing. We're going to give you a chance to get back to the front as we're coming to the one to go here, Bob.
White flag is out for Tyson Freeze. Can he take home this win over James Stanley? It looks like he's going to be able to do it for the second time in his career. Tyson Freeze is going to take home a win at the Iredell County Fair. Let's go down to Victory Lane and talk to the Folgers driver.
The TJ Shepard Folgers machine is down here in Victory Lane, and the driver of that machine is Tyson Freeze, and he gets out of the cart here in Victory Lane. His daughter there as well. Hearts HVAC Cup Series winner tonight. And not only do we just have throwback schemes here tonight, we have throwback trophies. I mean, look at this thing. It's so sweet. Tyson, here you go for your win in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. You held off James Stanley, and in this Cup Series, you've done so well all year, and this is a double points night, which pretty much solidifies you as a champion. We'll see when we get back. You'll have a hefty lead going in the final race. I mean, how is it to not only know you're leaving here with a significant points lead, but to win here at the Iredell County Fair once again?
Oh, man, that's awesome. Me and GRP came over here and won it several years ago. It's something to win at the fair. You got all the fans out here. Everybody come down from the fair to watch up on the hill. Man, this is awesome. You know, this thing's been sitting somewhere on somebody's shelf for a long time, and I'm glad to take it home. Been listening to TG Shepard all morning, getting fired up for this day, and I knew James was going to be really good. I had to be real smooth on the accelerator, and I knew he was lurking somewhere, but I was glad to hold it off so I can talk shit to him in the group text tomorrow.
Tyson Freeze loves to talk shit, so he is going to take home the win here tonight in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series feature. All right. Nobody loves talking shit more than Tyson Freeze to this man right here, James Stanley Jr. James, second place finish here tonight. Good run for you guys, though. I mean, come out here. You guys run with each other all the time here at the fair. You've won here before. What did it take tonight to beat Tyson?
Really, he was beating me off of 4. I feel like if I could have got off 4 through that bump a little bit better, I probably would have been good. And he was better on the short run. I feel like if I could have stayed with him on the short run, I probably could have stayed with him because I feel like after a few laps, we pretty much ran the same times. He's tough to beat on the soft stuff, slick stuff. You know, he's usually pretty good. So.
James Stanley, second tonight in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series feature.
Good job.
And what I think is L.J. McCleary's 200th start in the DNQ karting series. I haven't 200 races, but I'm sure you've run 200 of these things before. L.J., come home third at the fair. This seems to be one of your best tracks, and you're a very smooth driver when you're on the wheel and everything like that. Does this track play into your hands a little bit better?
Oh, yeah, I love this place. Whole family and everybody looks forward to it every year, so I wish they ran more here. A bunch of bull rings. I love the bull rings, so.
Yeah, AAR. We used to have the little small track SK Speedway at Mildred Speedway, but seemed to always play into your hands a little bit better. But it's good to see it come back out.
I enjoyed it, and I think this is my own throwback DNQ. I don't know if you remember this body, but it was like from yeah, that's my own original DNQ throwback.
Well, Welsh was driving it, and it's still in one piece, so that's a throwback in itself. So, L.J. McCleary, third place here tonight in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series feature.
Good to talk to L.J. McCleary. He did a great job tonight here running in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. But coming up next, it is our final race, and we're going to crown a champion in the 5-Star Tire Specialties Goodies Dash Series.
Unbelievable, spectacular, breathtaking, crash, impact. 60 minutes of blazing crash action in this special edition 2-volume set. See outrageous motocross and road racing action, sprint cars and outlaws, Grand Prix, stock cars, monster trucks, powerboats, and more. Only $19.95. This exclusive 2-tape set is jam-packed with magnificent racing and crash action footage featuring top drivers from around the world. Order now and get absolutely free. Havoc 1, over 45 minutes of rare footage, including some of the most thrilling and horrifying moments that made early racing history. You'll get this incredible 2-tape offer, plus your Havoc video free. 3 tapes that'll blow you away. Guaranteed or your money back.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-544-6664. That's 1-800-544-6664. Or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3.95 for shipping and handling.
Let's take a look at the 5-Star Tire Specialties Dash Series starting lineup. Ronnie Shirk starting on a good note. Him and Mike Melton are sharing the front row.
Yeah, Mike Contarino, our other contender for the championship, and David Markham in the 10.
John Jarrell and Adam Welsh, Mr. Excitement, in the next row.
Jonathan Mabe in 11 rounds out the field here in our Dash Series.
5-Star Tires Specialties Dash Series. We've got the left fronts all the way around. 4.5 tires all the way around on this thing. Got a minimum 6 PSI rule here. Ronnie Shirk has a 5-Star Tire Specialties in-car camera. He's going for the championship against Mike Contarino, who has the other one. So here's the deal. For Ronnie Shirk to win the championship here tonight, he has got to win the race. Contarino's got to finish 5th or worse. And as long as Contarino wins or he beats Shirk, he is going to be the Dash Series championship champion. So let's see how this plays out here tonight. Ronnie Shirk off to a good start, though, starting on the pole.
We have a full-blown, literal must-win situation for Shirk here. And with that throwback theme, he's got to be a lock to win this race. As we get the green flag and we're off, Shirk gets the early lead, but Contarino's right there in second. Contarino turns underneath him. Shirk back to P2.
Mike Melton takes the lead in that Brewster Baker machine from 6-pack, and he is checked out as the Swindell machine will go to second. We got Kill Yarborough in third, David Markham in fourth. I'm very glad that Markham maybe just sold the setup out to Dash or something, but he's actually running decent in Dash, and I don't know why that is. Some guys say their karts run better in the Dash Series.
You know, my bad there. That's Mike Melton out there in front as we're on board with Ronnie Shirk. You know, some guys just drive a little bit better once you take all that stagger out. When you have the same size tires all the way around, the kart just drives different. The front end feels different. So it could be that Markham sold out to win the class. He thought it'd be most competitive in, but you know, we'll see. I hope he has a good run tonight. You know, he's a great supporter of the DNQ series. As Shirk brushes the wall, he's digging like a motherfucker trying to win this race. You know, as he loses a spot there, he's back to P3, but back down the inside, fighting back for P2.
Watching these two battle it out for the championship in the TNN side-by-side, presented by I don't know what the fuck I had going on there. Whatever.
You had something.
Caution is out. Adam Wells hit the berm, got locked up. Going back green again with Shirk on the outside. Let's see if he can do something here. He's got to win this race, must-win situation. On board with Contarino again. He's got David Markham to his outside. So next year, this series will go to the treaded Hoosier tires. it's the same size all the way around, but treads. And when we tested it, Joey Gase was there, and a lot of guys that ran this series, as Adam Welsh is around again, they basically said I had to drive it so much I was hitting the brakes and pitching it in the corner. So that is a lot of promise for what this series will be next year as we're on board Ronnie Shirk.
Yeah, to me that sounds a lot like the difference between running a winged or a wingless sprint. You know, when the wing's on there, as Shirk gets into the back end there, you just drive it in there as hard as you can, and that downforce helps it stick. Where when you got those wingless sprints going, you're spiking that brake, you're getting the car to rotate, and you're working that throttle to make sure the car turns coming off the corner. So I think it'll be very exciting for the fans, and I think we'll see that series, or that class rather, grow over the season next year.
Yeah, we had 3 dash guys. We had Ronnie Shirk, Mike Melton, and Joey Gase there racing with those groove tires, and they said this is going to be a lot of fun with half the work it takes to get these tires prepped. So very excited to see what happens in that series next year. Adam Welsh is running like shit in this race.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe the bloomin' onion he got from the onion stand earlier is like, you know, bugging him or something like that. Maybe they didn't clear out the tap lines from the beer tent earlier, but he's definitely off his game tonight. He's normally much more competitive than this.
Top 3 right now. No surprise to us. Mike Melton, Ronnie Shirk, and Mike Contarino, the top 3. You know, these guys, Mike Melton won our first dash race ever. Ronnie Shirk, second in points. Contarino, the points leader, won 2 races ago in the dash series. These are guys who have figured out how to get this package to work on their karts. And you know what I like about this series is not a lot of big names run it. It is very small name guys. It's kind of like the Arcus series, but maybe just even a little bit better.
Yeah, this is a great way to get your name out there, differentiate yourself, because all the HVAC, you know, cup teams are out there. They're watching. You know, the Ghostface Brewing teams are out there. They're watching. This dash series is a great way to maybe earn yourself a ride with some better prep tires and some better engines and some better equipment. So this is a great place for you to start.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. There could be guys that, you know, say, hey, it is what it is, but we're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing. Gotcha. This one? Or this one?
Bush. Definitely the one that went Bush. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Bush.
Right.
Bush.
You support
Welcome back to the Outer County Fairgrounds. We're watching the 5-Star Tire Specialties Goody Dash Series out here running for their final race of the season, as Ronnie Shirk running second right now in a must-win situation with Mike Contarino pacing him in the 3rd position. And you know what? I love the Dash Series. This is the first time we ran it this year for a couple races. And you know what? This became more popular than we ever thought it was going to. These guys are driving these as John Jarrell goes around that Crisco machine, which looks great. These guys have gone around, and you know, we got a healthy group following it, and I feel like next year we're going to get the same thing when you go to group tires. It's just a lot less work. But you know what? The Dash Series alone has grown so much. We've got such a great following, and these guys are out here racing tonight. We're going to crown a champion, and we cannot appreciate these guys who have run in this series enough for coming out and trying something different, and that's what we're all about in DNQ.
Yeah, we want to put on one hell of a show. We're not for driving around 3/4 of 1 second apart complaining, oh, I'm tight and dirty air. None of that bullshit. We want to put on a hell of a show for the fans and make something fun for the drivers. I think we're at our 5 to go caution here. That's the goal.
We definitely are at our 5 to go caution here. Who else does that in racing? 5 to go caution as we go back green. But you know what? I got to say, in DNQ, it's all fun. You know, the guys get out, they shake each other's hands. Sometimes they fight like we saw in the other videos. But a lot of these guys in this series, you know, they're just racers. You know, they want to appreciate everybody that races with them, and they're happy with healthy competition. He's on board Mike Contarino, the 5-Star Tire Specialties in-car camera. But I got to say, DNQ is all about fun, and you know what? Not spending a lot of money and having fun is what we're all about.
And look at it. You got Ronnie Shirk driving for his life, trying to do what he can to make sure he wins a championship. He's not worried that Contarino's right behind him and in position because Shirk's got to win. So this is the fun. This is what people sign up to do. This is why people run DNQ.
2 laps to go for Mike Melton to come home to take home his 2nd win in the Goodies Dash Series as the white flag is out, and this 5-Star Tire Specialties Dash Series is going to have a champion here in about half a lap.
They're coming off of 2. Ronnie Shirk pounding that steering wheel. He's doing everything he can to try to catch Mike Melton there, but Melton's on a roll. He takes the win. Shirk 2nd, but we got Contarino 3rd, and I think by my rough state college education math, he's the one that's going to take home the championship tonight.
Let's go down and talk to our winner and our champion for this
Down
season.
here in 5-Star Tire Specialties Goodies Dash Series Victory Lane is Mike Melton, and he is your winner tonight at the Fairgrounds. Brewster Baker Machine from Six Pack.
Hell yeah.
Mike, you've won another one of these races here in the Goodies Dash Series. 5-Star Tire Specialties does a great job supporting this series. This is win number 2 for you in this series. How does it feel to take home a win, and not only in the season finale here in the fair?
Oh, man, this feels awesome. We've been struggling in all the other classes. Just can't seem to get it together. But once again, old Turbo, R2 Designs, David Mayo, Showalter, everybody that helps us with all the little, hey man, try this. Really have this thing going. I don't know why we struggle in the bush so much compared to how much better we run on these little damn tires. So, but anyway, I'm glad you created this series because it gives us little guys a chance to win. So I really enjoy it. Racing with Shirk and Constantino and them guys, they're tough to beat. So if I can get in front of them, I'm happy. Come home with a W. So.
This series is going to go full-time next year, and I love this paint scheme, this Brewster Baker six-pack thing. Where did that come from?
Man, I grew up, you know, watching the dirt track movies. I grew up on the dirt, and I know it's NASCAR Throwback Weekend, but I thought we should honor a movie that was about a dirt car and a guy that came from the dirt. And so me and Turbo got together, and we came up with the 49 for Brewster Baker in the six-pack scheme. And it was kind of a last-minute deal, but I wanted to participate with all the other great schemes that were here. So, like I said, I can't thank Ryan and R2 Designs enough for everything that he did to make it look this way, too. So, really appreciate it. Thank you. The white wheels really popped, but we didn't have race tires for those wheels. So, we got what we got. So.
Mike Melton's second career Goodies Dash Series race win. Well, second sucks in a championship, and that's where Ronnie Shirk is as of right now. We got to do tech. But Ronnie, second place in the championship, second place here tonight. A good season, though, in this Goodies Dash Series. That will return next year full-time. So how was it so far just running this series all year?
Oh, the series has been amazing running here and also at Millbridge. Tracks are a lot different, setting the tires a little bit differently, pressures. I had somebody doing my tires today, so I actually was running a little bit better. But yeah, finishing second just sucks.
Talk about that Sammy Swindell paint scheme. We looked at it before. It is badass. You did such a great job with that, and we see a lot of guys come out here, and like you said before, your sprint car racing deals about it. But I mean, that thing just popped really nice.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I grew up watching Swindell. And then, like I said, everybody has like a stock car theme going. And I was like, I'm going to switch it up and go sprint cars. And then that's what I came up with. And I thought I had a chance to win the best looking one. And then Knopf showed up. And I was like,
yeah, you had it right till he showed up. So.
Yeah. But hats off to John tonight. He helped me out a ton. We screwed up in the ARCA race. Well, I had the Heim joint go out on her and just cracked, and I was just wheeling it by hand, and I should have probably pulled it in, but it was points where everything, I think I'm tied with Standish right now going into the last race, so I'm going to give it hell and take this thing back to Trick and get it worked on and come back out swinging.
Ronnie Shirk has a chance to win that ARCA championship, and that'll be a Pink Magic ARCA Series final weekend of the series. Well, not only is your third place finisher tonight Mike Contarino, but he has also won the 5-Star Tire Specialties Goodies Dash Series Championship. Mike, we want to present you with the 5-Star Tire Specialties Goodies Dash Series Championship trophy. You did a great job today making sure that you kept your nose clean in this final race of the season. How was it running this series all year and actually being our first champion in it?
No, it was fun. I like this series. I can't wait till next year. I struggled today, couldn't get the cart to work, and I just threw everything I had at it, and it kind of came to life. I wasn't as fast as Shirk, and he had a good run tonight, but I mean, it was fun. I hope everybody else had fun.
So this Goodies Dash Series is a great deal. Your throwback is the 18 Bush scheme, which is very fitting for the DNQ karting series. But what is it about this place, not only just winning the championship, closing out a season here, but running well at this place?
Well, besides the double points is everything here. And it's just, you race here once a year. You have no time to test, no other races to come here, and it throws a curveball at everybody that comes here. So it's whoever could get their stuff to work the best.
Mike Contarino, your 2019 Goodies Dash Series champion. Woo. All right, we'll take a couple pictures. All right, Jay-Z, we've had an action-packed night here at the fair. Let's take a look at our final results in the ARCA Series. It was Kyle Brown who got thrown out, and that will give Justin Payne the win. Shrewsbury second, Standish third, and that's a good points night.
Yeah, Standish, again, we talked about him a whole lot. He's towards the front, can't quite close, but he's very comfortable being the bridesmaid instead of the bride. Good run for him tonight. Reimer, Hodges, Anderson, Jarrell, and McDaniels round out the top 10.
And in the DNQ Busch Series, we had another exciting race here tonight. Jamie Knopf proves that he is the best. Takes home the win tonight with Daniel Armstrong second, Showalter third.
Yeah, Emo, A.J. Jones brings it home in fourth, Standish again in fifth, Monday, Newman, Bates, McDaniels, and Jones round out the top 10 of a contested field here this evening.
Let's take a look at the Iredell County Fairgrounds, the race we just watched. The 5-Star Tire Specialties Goodies Dash Series. Mike Melton takes home the win. Ronnie Shirk finished second, but Contarino takes home the championship.
Good for him. Contarino ran a really good, consistent season. He definitely deserves it. It was definitely not a job or anything like that. Congratulations to Contarino and his championship.
Mabe, Jarrell, and Welsh, who ran like shit, will round out the field in that feature. Let's take a look at the DNQ Ghostface Heavy Cup Series. Final results, Brandon Crack Smith takes home the win. Clenard in second tonight. Mayo in third.
Yeah, Mayo is always up there towards the top. He's fast. Ryan Richmond, P4. Good run for him. Curtis Markham, fifth. CJ Winslow in that Tide Machine in sixth. Ratliff McQueen and Beatty rounds out the field.
Yeah, it was a good show up for that. And in our Hearts HVAC Cup Series race tonight, it was all Tyson Freeze. James Stanley Jr. in second, LJ McCleary, Tyler Sheets, Brad Petit, Curtis Markham, David Crops, Caleb Clenard. We'll round out your field there tonight for the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. Now, Jay-Z, I want to bring something up to you. We're not going to look at all the points tonight, but we're going to take a look at the ARCA points because this is going to be very exciting going into the final race of the year. We have a tie in points, and it is a tie between Ronnie Shirk and Nigel Standish. These two are going to friggin' battle it out for the championship in the last race of the year. Whoever finishes the best will win the championship.
Yeah, I hope Brown's Carts and Parts is fully stocked that night because we're going to have guys fighting tooth and nail to try to win this championship. I expect no side panel to be clean, donuts everywhere, people knocking the nose cones off. This will be a race you do not want to miss for the Pink Magic ARCA Series as we round out the season.
And Robert Showalter, who is, we've talked to him about a bunch about it, and he said he is not going to run the last race of the year in Busch because he will clinch the championship. If he fails tech, he is thrown out. So he has decided to opt out of running the Busch Series Championship. So he will be declared the Busch Series champion as long as he doesn't start that feature race. He has got it going on. Well, Jay-Z, I want to thank you very much for joining us from upstate New York. I am Bob Duato, and for the DNQ Karting Series, we want to thank you for tuning in and watching this throwback race from the Nashville Network. We'll see you guys at the Pink Magic Fall Final in October. That's right. Perfect.